Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am here in this video with the explanation of the poem Mending Wall, written by the well-known American poet Robert Frost. As the title itself suggests, the main setting of the poem is the two neighbors who tries to mend the wall which separate their boundaries. The speaker of the poem questions his neighbor about the real need of this wall between them. On the surface level, the poem is merely about mending a wall. But the close reading of the poem reminds us about various discrimination which exist between human beings. Now let's see the explanation of the poem Mending Wall. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen ground swell under it, and spills the upper boulders in the sun, and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. The poet begins the poem by telling that there is something that doesn't love a wall. This something may refer to nature itself. The poet points out certain signs to prove his point. As the nature doesn't like the wall, it makes the ground under the wall cold, which may slowly break the wall, and as the years passes by without any human action, it creates a crack on the wall which later become a wide gap through which two people can easily enter each other's boundaries. Next lines. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair, where they have left not one stone on a stone, but they would have the rabbit out of hiding to please the helping dogs. Now he speaks about the hunters who causes damage to others' wall without any hesitation. They just go without repairing the damaged walls. So the speaker has to repair the walls regularly. They don't care about the damages they cause to others' wall because they are in hurry to find the hidden rabbits to please their barking dogs. Next lines. The gaps I made, no one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring mending time we find them there. We cannot see when these gaps are formed on the wall, but the speaker always see gaps on the wall during springtime. Next lines. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go. The speaker let his neighbor know about the damage of the wall, and every year they spend a day to repair that wall. They repair this wall together. Next lines. To each the boulders that have fallen to each, and some are lofts and some so nearly bowls, we have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. Now he speaks about the boulders which falls from the wall. Each fallen boulders are in different shape. Some boulders are like loaves of bread and some are like balls. It is very difficult to put these boulders together. And the point it's very difficult to mend the wall. And the speaker asks those boulders to be in its place until they turn their back. These lines shows the difficulties they face while mending the wall. We wear our fingers rough with handling them, or just another kind of outdoor game, one on a side. It comes to a little more, there where it is we do not need the wall. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get a cross and eat the corns under his pine. I tell him, he only says good fences make good neighbors. The speaker's and his neighbor's hands have become rough now as they try to fix this wall by trying to stick the boulders together. They just feel this as another outdoor game. The speaker feels that the walls between them is really unnecessary because the apple from orchard in his area and the pine from orchard in his neighbor's area is not going to cross each other's boundaries. Both of them doesn't own anything which is capable of causing damage to each other's area. Because of all these reasons, the speaker feels that this wall is really unnecessary. When the speaker tells to his neighbor that the walls between them is unnecessary, the neighbor doesn't go for any argument. Instead, he just say, good fences make good neighbors, which means if there is a wall, it will maintain peace between them. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it? Where there are cows, but here there are no cows. When the spring comes, the speaker tries to make his neighbor rethink about the necessity of putting up the wall. The speaker wants to know why his neighbor thinks that the wall is necessary. The speaker said that since both he and his neighbor doesn't own cows, there is no need of any walls between them. Before I built a wall, I would ask to know what I was valuing in or valuing out, and to whom I was like to give offense. The speaker asked his neighbor whether this wall between them really separate or bring together anything to them. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. I could say elves to him, but it's not elves exactly. I would rather he said it for himself. The poet again here says that there is something that doesn't love a wall, that wants to put it down. He could say that elves is responsible for this, though he know it is not. Elves is a supernatural thing, and the poet wants the neighbor to have his own reason for this. I see him there, bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top in each hand, like an old stone savage armed. The neighbor was not ready to listen the speaker's words. Instead, he continued mending his wall by carrying stones. He moves in darkness as it seems to me, not of woods only and the shade of trees. He will not go behind his father's saying, and he likes having thought of it so well. He says again, good fences make good neighbors. The speaker feels that his neighbor lives in darkness. He is not ready to change his perspective. The neighbor is not ready to accept the speaker's words. Instead, he just follows his father's words. Till the end, the neighbor just continued to say, good fences make good neighbors. Hope you all understood the poem. Thank you for watching my video.